Welcome back to another video. So in this video I'll be teaching you the meaning of diatonic chord substitution or chord reharmonization, as the case may be. Secondly, I'm going to teach you how chord substitution actually works, or chord reharmonization. And the third thing I'm going to teach you in this video is the common examples of chord substitutions or reharmonization. So make sure you stick around with me because you're going to gain a lot from this video. Alright, so in simple terms, what do we mean by chord substitution? So chord substitution is simply a situation whereby one chord replaces another chord in a progression, okay? And when we say diatonic chord substitution, what we're just trying to say literally is that one diatonic chord is replacing another diatonic chord in a progression. So for instance, maybe we are in the key of F, we're in the key of F major, this is the scale. So maybe let's say we have a progression from, let's say, maybe the 1 to the 4 to the 6 to the 5, okay, something like this. And let's say we replace the fourth chord in this progression with the 2. So instead of playing this 6 5, what we can play something like this: 1 2 6 5. Okay, you see. So you can see the second chord here is replacing the fourth chord. So that's simply what chord substitution is all about, or let's say diatonic chord substitution, when one diatonic chord of a scale replaces another diatonic chord. That's simply what we call chord substitution. So if you want more like in-depth knowledge of diatonic chords, I have a video on that already, so you can use the link above, so you can watch that video and quickly run back to this so that you're going to have a clear understanding. So with that said, let's proceed. Alright, so how does diatonic chord substitution or chord reharmonization works? So firstly, you need to know that chord substitution is a very useful tool that you can use to be very creative, or to just create that kind of different feeling in your progression, okay? Just to have that kind of difference to make you to be creative. So the way chord substitution actually works is that for a chord to substitute another chord, that chord must contain at least one similar note or one common note. So this is a very useful tool that helps guide your choices of chord, okay? So this is what I mean. For instance, let's say your 1 chord. This is your first chord in the key of F. That's your first diatonic chord. So you can see this contain F, A, and C, right? So which other chord in the F major scale, that is F diatonic chord, contain either F or A or C, at least one of the notes of this F major chord? So let's try to verify that. Look at the 6th chord. The 6th chord is this. The 6th chord contains D, F, and A. Okay, so you can see that it's contain the similar notes between D minor chord and F major chord is these two notes, that is F and A. So F and A is found in F major chord, which is our first chord in key F, and F and A is also found in D minor chord, which is our 6th chord in key F. So meaning, based on the definition I gave you, this chord can substitute this chord in a progression, okay? So whenever you want to play, let's say, the first chord in a song, you can just substitute it with your 6th chord, okay? It works because they contain at least 2 similar notes. The same thing too applies. For instance, look at the 5th chord, which is C major chord. It contains C, E, and G. So which other chord of the F major scale contain C, E, or G? If you look at the 3rd chord, the 3rd chord contains C and E, which is also found in the 5th chord, C and E. You see, so these two notes is common in the 3rd and the 5th chord. So meaning that the 3rd chord can substitute the 5th chord in a progression. So this is simply how it actually works. Most times when a chord contains similar notes with another chord, that chord can actually substitute it in a progression. So now let's move to the common examples of chord substitution or chord reharmonization, that is diatonically, that is being used in a lot of popular songs, okay? So we're going to start from the 2 4 4, okay? So most times the 4th chord and the second chord can substitute each other in a progression. So whenever you have the fourth chord in a progression, you can substitute with your second chord, or if you have a second chord, you can substitute with your fourth chord. So let me be demonstrating this in the gospel song I'm Trading My Soul, so that you're going to see how it actually works. So the progression of the song is simply from the first chord to the fourth chord to the sixth chord to the fifth chord. Okay. I'm trading my sorrows. Oh, I'm trading my shame. Oh, and I'm laying them down for the joy of the Lord. You can see this 4, 6, 5. So we can substitute the fourth chord with the second chord. Let's how it sounds. I'm trading my sickness. See? I'm trading my shame. Oh, I'm laying them down for the joy of the Lord. You can see this? So you can see I substituted the fourth chord with the second chord, and it actually still flows. It actually still harmonizes, though it just creates that kind of a little bit different atmosphere. So instead of this, we had something like this. You can see. So that's just basically what we call chord reharmonization or chord substitution, just kind of creating that kind of different feeling to the same song using different chords. So the next common chord substitution that is used in a lot of songs is actually 6-4-1. So the sixth chord and the fourth chord can actually substitute each other in a song or in a progression. So I'm going to be demonstrating this using a song titled Excess Love. If you're not familiar with it, just get the concept, and you can duplicate it in any other song. So this is the progression of the Excess Love. That is from the first chord to the fourth chord to the first chord to the fifth chord. Okay, 1, 4, 1, 5. Okay. Your love is kind. Your love is patient. Okay, 5, 1. You fill my heart full with so much peace and joy. Okay, so now let's substitute the one chord with the sixth chord in this progression. So look at how it's going to sound. Your love is kind. 4. Okay, now 6. Your love is patient. Okay. You fill my heart. 6. With so much peace and joy. You can see that. So you can see just by substituting the first chord with the sixth chord, it's created that kind of difference, and that's what we call reharmonization. We actually we actually alter the way the harmony of the song just by replacing one chord in progression with another. So the next popular chord substitution that is mostly used in a lot of songs is the 3-4-5. So you will see you can find this in the song called Unstoppable. So the progression is simply from the sixth chord to the fourth chord to the one chord to the 3. Okay, something like this. Before we go back to the 6. So what we can now do, we can reharmonize it by substituting this third chord with the fifth chord because they contain same lines. Here's how it's going to sound. See, we substituted the fifth chord with the third chord, and it still kind of flows with the song, though it's created a kind of different feeling to the song. So the last common chord reharmonization or diatonic chord substitution you encounter in most songs is actually the 3-4-1, and I actually found this in What's a Beautiful Name This by U-Song. So here's how the progression goes. What a beautiful name it is, the name of Jesus Christ my King. What a beautiful name it is, okay, nothing compares to it. What a beautiful name it is, the name of Jesus, okay. So we're going to be substituting the one chord with the three, so like this. What a beautiful name it is, one. What a beautiful name it is, what a name of Jesus Christ my King, okay. What a beautiful name it is, this three, okay, the third chord, nothing compares to it, okay, back to the fifth, name, the name of Jesus, okay. So that was literally all about chord reharmonization, my friends. I hope you find value. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in the future. So chord reharmonization or diatonic chord substitution is simply when one diatonic chord replaces another diatonic chord in a song, in a chord progression, and that kind of creates a kind of difference in the flow. That's the harmonic flow of that particular music. So I hope you learned something new. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe to this channel to push the video forward to other people, and we're going to see in our future videos.